What do you got there, buddy? Xerox copies?
Yeah, I wanted to get into the Lil Nas X controversy.
Devil shoes.
Devil shoes. Everybody's pretty aware of it by now.
Yeah.
Devil shoes with Nike. Nike sued.
Love it.
Whatever they do. I forgot the word that companies
Cease
do.
And desist?
Yeah, they did one of those.
Fuck yeah, they did.
And
that wasn't no fucking...
He had already sold his 666 pairs, so I don't know what they can do now, really, but maybe he can't sell anymore.
Yeah.
The interesting thing, though, on that is that same company had Jesus shoes before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw those.
With some holy water.
There was some holy water in them. Yeah,
I remember those, too. So that wasn't controversial.
Yeah.
But then they have these. So I don't know if the company was kind of making a point, or trying to do that purposely. So I don't know.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he did the video, Montero, I think it's called, where he ascends down into hell, essentially, CGI hell, and gives a lap dance to the devil.
That was fucking...
And then snaps the devil's neck and puts on his horns.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I didn't get that far.
It had some Adam and Eve in it, a little bit of the serpent in the beginning, a little Alice in Wonderland vibe.
Yeah.
It was different.
It's funny, dude. Like, he's like, yeah, 666 and the devil and da-da-da, all this. And I'm like, that's cute that that's what you think it means. And you made shoes and all that. You made money off of it. But at the end of the day, you're talking about the speed of the Earth.
Right.
The orbital speed, 66,600 miles per hour. He who hath ears, let him listen and he shall hear.
I think it even refers to like the carbon, right? 6.
I've heard that as well. Yeah. I've heard that as well. Yeah, 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 6 neutrons to make up carbon.
So this article that I brought, the reason why I brought it is because it gave me a good insight on where people's sentiment is and just how this thing is being spun and just how people are kind of dealing with the information. The article goes on to say that this is just low-hanging fruit pretty much. Lil Nas X mixed people's fear and loathe of the devil and that iconography, because it's been used often in Hollywood,
for sure,
rock and roll,
perfect,
and people called people Satanists before, and then of course the homophobia mixed it together.
Oh yeah.
Candace Owens, of course, came out and said things.
Of course she did.
Successfully. You got used by a corporation to further destroy our youth. Congratulations on being a pawn. And he, of course, responded with, I did something right when she talks about it. He was trolling everybody that had something to say. And his responses is what made me pause. Because, of course, when I first hit you up, I probably felt the outrage that everybody else felt. Like, bruh, this dude put this out? Really? This is what we need right now? Like, what is this? Like, where are we going? What the hell? And as time went on and I heard the outrage and I seen his responses and I read this article, I just kind of simmered down on it because I'm like Lil Nas X even says, he had 8 months to think about this rollout. This was a rollout. He knew precisely what he was doing. So for me to come on here and be outraged would serve no purpose. That's exactly what he wants. That's exactly what everybody's doing, So I wanted to dive a little deeper into what is this about? Like, what is our outrage about? And right here they say, what is this? Let's see. The political pundit says she has 4 gay cousins that have made it through life without using crystal meth, sexual, assaulting anyone, or creating a Satan shoe. Stop blaming your immorality on sexuality, she wrote. So it's just like it's like the culture we brought up about the brother that was on The Breakfast Club, I think, when he brought up, drugs and the drug culture here in America needing to be re-examined and how we...
Dr. Carl Hart? Was that his name?
I'm glad you remembered the brother's name. And how we demonize certain things, and those fears is what brings about a Nas X, because he knows he's playing to said, homophobias or fear of, the devil and
get it.
people's religious beliefs. So
yeah, I get it.
I think there's a deeper discussion to be had instead of us just being outraged.
Yeah.
He's essentially looking for acceptance. This is what he wrote on Twitter, a letter to his 14-year-old self. I wrote a song with our name in it. It's about a guy I met last summer. I know we promised to never come out publicly. I know we promised to never be that type of gay person. I know we promised to die with the secret, but this will open doors for many other queer people to simply exist. You see, this is very scary for me. People will be angry. They will say I'm pushing an agenda, but the truth is I am. The agenda to make people stay the fuck out of other people's lives and stop dictating who they should be. Sending you love from the future. Lil Nas X. So the kid, and I hate to call him a kid, the young man, he has something to bring, and he's doing it in a very deliberate way. He knows what he's doing. I just think his messaging and whatever he's talking about is outsmarting and going over a lot of people's head. And I'm not saying I support it, because I still think that video is quite appalling. But I think there's a discussion here to be had. It sounds like he's just screaming for acceptance. He says he just wants to exist. And who doesn't,
Yeah.
Like Jay-Z said, can I live?
Yeah.
And that's what I hear a lot of people that are championing the LGBT movement is they just want the right to exist.
Right.
And we just want the right to not see you give the devil a lap dance. Like, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah.
But I guess that's how he has to make his point.
Right. Well, I think at the end of the day, it all comes down to educating yourself and taking care of your family, right? Like, I know you're a really good dad. Like, let's face it, you're a great dad.
Thanks, man.
And you're going to take care of your kids, and you're going to raise them the way you see fit, and you're going to monitor your household, and whatever you want them to see, they'll see. Whatever you want them to read, they'll read.
Yeah.
And whatever you want them to know, they'll know until they fly the nest.
Right.
And I think that's the most important part for everybody. Like, at the end of the day, it's a free country. And you and I are completely against cancel culture.
Yep.
So if he wants to dress up and do his thing, I'm not going to watch it. I would prefer my kids. Honestly, I don't really care what they do at this point because they're older.
Yeah.
But yeah, when they're younger, I get how it would be. I wouldn't want them watching it when they were younger. There's a lot of things, not just that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things I wouldn't have them watch and expose it to as they're younger.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, what it comes down to is keeping your household in order, and like he's saying, staying the fuck out of everyone else's business.
He even said it to one of his detractors, Joyner Lucas, who's a rapper who drops some pretty dope bars.
Yeah.
I think he's with Shady maybe, but
yeah, he did a song with that dude.
Joyner came out and said, you kind of got our kids liking your stuff with the whole Old Town Road thing, and you can't deny the fact that that was kind of a kid's anthem.
Right.
So then, without warning, you drop this, and Lil Nas X's response was, "Hey, I didn't tell your kids or you to allow your kids to watch Old Town Road. I talked about misogyny and lean in Old Town Road.
Right.
So you letting your kids listen to that is your fault."
For sure.
And that kind of goes exactly
sure.
to what you're saying,
For
which
sure.
is why
There's a lot of songs, bro, that have catchy it's like a catchy anthem, nice hook, and it's very like even the beat is in the key of like a major, so it sounds happy, you know what I mean? And they're not really anything you would fucking you should let your kids listen to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Eazy-E had a song back in the day. He had a gang of them, bro. They used to make real funny songs, bro. They were funny, bro. But he had a song called Fat Girl. Do you remember that shit? It's like, I got a fat girl. I'm a jock. I got a fat girl. I'm a jock. Fat girl.
Yep.
Yeah. And that was like in a major key, and it's fun, but you don't really want to teach your kids that. Like, hey, run around and call people fat and da-da-da. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's where some of the disconnect too is me and you are well aware that you don't want your kids running around saying that. Some people I don't think feel that way.
Yeah.
Some people just play the radio, play whatever's hot.
And they're ignorant.
And their kids sing, and they'll put their kids on Instagram.
Yeah.
Sorry, people, if you're offended.
Yeah.
Put their kids on Instagram, and they'll think it's the dopest thing.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. My kid knows some jams, but I'm just saying, like, the fact that you know a kid can pick up on a jingle so quickly lets you know that that thing is powerful.
Oh, yeah.
You better be careful what jingles and what jams you're allowing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's crazy because some people, I think, they don't realize how much the kids are like a sponge or like recording and what those consequences may be. So, but like Nas said, Lil Nas, that's on you, you know? So, yeah, I agree with you, brother. It does come back down to the home.
Kush and King Trash, the world's most dangerous podcast.